Okay, today's video we're going to look at fitting the 2010 style rear spoiler. So we're starting with the spoiler off the car. We've already done a video for that. I'll attach that before this one. Okay, so we've got the and if you look on the floor here, we've got the original spoiler, which is this one here. Okay, next to it we've got the Autobiography style spoiler, and it's much bigger. The main difference is the way it comes down. It comes down here at on the corners of the car, and it looks much nicer fitted. Now the other difference you've got is the brake lights are different. So on the 2005, if you look there, you can see you've got that long brake light. On the 2010, the brake lights actually fitted more underneath the car. So if I put them in the same orientation, you can see the 2010 brake light is there, and that's the 2005, and you can see how different they look when they're next to each other on the floor there. Okay, right, a couple more things to note. Okay, what we've got here, the 2010 spoiler, we've actually got here. Okay, now what we've done is the mounting points, these two mounting points on the outside, this one, the middle one's okay, the other outside one are in the wrong place. So Tom, can you just hold our retrofit spoiler next to it so we can see the difference? So if you just line it up next to those studs there, okay, right, you can see the middle one's lined up, that's fine, but you can see the difference in position of the two outer ones. Okay, so on the 2005 they're more inboard. Don't ask me why, but Land Rover moved the mounting points. Okay, the other mounting points are all in the same place. So we've had some of these spoilers made, okay, with the 2010 style, but with the 2005 mounting points. Right, that's the introduction. Let's get on with the fitting. Okay, so a couple of preparation things first. So this connector here is the brake light connector. Now, with the new brake light, you haven't got enough room to connect it, so you need to just pull it out. It's on a sort of a plastic fitting there. Okay, and then you need to move it round, and then do you want to put a cable tie around that, Tom? Okay, so and that just makes sure it lines up ready for the length of the lead on the new spoiler. So we'll just trim that one off. Okay, so that's one thing. Right, the other thing we need to do is on the 2005 spoiler, we need to pull out the washer jet. Okay, so on the spoiler you'll have underneath here, you'll have the washer jet. So this is obviously your rear windscreen wash. Okay, and this is pulled out. Now we've pulled it out already, but if you look, there's a little barb on the inside there that you need to get in, and that releases it. Okay, and we now need to fit that to the new spoiler. So if you could do the honours please, Tom. Okay, so you need to get it in the correct orientation, which is the same as before. Okay, you've got the clip side there. The clip side's facing the brake light, is that right, Tom? Yes. Yeah, so you've got the little springy clip faces the brake light. Okay, now one thing we've already fitted in here, we haven't shown you, but I'll explain how to do, is the brake light. So this spoiler doesn't come with the brake light. You'll have to purchase one of those separately, but basically it just fits in. You've got a cavity like on this 2010 one here, and then you've got some holes here which two little studs pass through, and if we get the torch you might be able to see in here, and if I point to them, you've got two little nuts there. You've got one here and one over there, so you've got to get those ready. And then let me just show you the connector here. So that is the brake light connector, which will connect with the one we cable tied up earlier. Okay, now in the kit you do get some fitting components. Okay, so this is basically the fitting components you've got. So you've got 2 bolts, 2 washers, and 2 of these effectively captive nut clips. So Tom will fit these now and show you where and how to fit those. So it's on the underside, you just slip those over. Okay, and then they're ready then to take the bolt. Okay, so just check the bolt goes through. You can take the bolt out again, we'll fit them later. And then do the same on the on the other side so you can see where it goes. I'm pointing in the wrong place, there we go. And you get it right. Okay, check that's fine. Right. Okay, so with that done, I think we're ready to go, aren't we, Tom?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Tom says we're ready, we're ready. So, pick up the spoiler. Now you're looking at lining up those back studs. So those back studs go into those little holes you can see in the camera there. Okay. Okay, and when they're all in line, we hold that for you, Tom. Connect in the brake light connector. So it's exactly the same connector for the 2005 and the 2010 brake lights. And then you've got to reconnect your little washer hose. So again, there's a nice little joiner there. When you took it off, there's this little joiner, so that makes a lovely way of connecting and disconnecting that. Okay, then we're ready to lower that down. So there you go, there's your first look at it on the car. Right, so then open just the top section of the tailgate. Are we going to open the oh, there we go, just the top section. So be careful it doesn't, open it slowly. Careful it doesn't fall off. It should sit there fine. And then you put in these two bolts in. So these are the bolts that went into those bronzy coloured captive. Need a little bit of a wiggle there. Yeah, so you should be able to get most of those in by hand. If you can't get them in by hand, you've got something wrong. Okay, so it's probably worth getting the other one nipped in by hand before we go tightening these up too much. So I think we should get all the bolts in loosely, Tom, first before we tighten up. Yeah. Okay, so that's the two main bolts. We'll leave those finger tight for now. Okay, now we'll open up the main bottom bit of the tailgate. Here we go. Alright, and then this is going to expose the ends of the studs. Okay, and so we're reusing the original fittings here. So there's one, two, one, and the second one in the middle, and the third one over the end. So these are the ones, whereas if you get a 2010 spoiler, these studs are way off. The studs are coming out over here when you need to be over here, so you really will be in a pickle. But this is our retrofit design bumper to make it easy for you guys to fit them at home. So I think we're a 10mm socket on those, are we, Tom? Yeah. So we're going to tighten those up now. Try and do this in one uncut video, just so that you can see we're not cheating. Try and get it in under 10 minutes on the video. So. Okay, nip those up. Then we need to go back and retighten those first bolts we did. Are they 13? I
think they're 13.
Yeah. 14. So 14mm socket, just nip those up. Now obviously we haven't sprayed this, it would probably be, definitely be advisable to spray the spoiler before fitting. You can see it's in two parts. You've got the primer section here, which is rubbed down, pretty much ready to paint, and then you've got the black section here, which you don't need to paint. That's just matte black to match the thing. So if we flip that down, Tom, we can then have a look there. That's the job finished. So we've got that finished here. There is a position here for a rear camera mount, and we'll supply a blank to go in there. So you've got your new brake light, you've got your washer jet fitted, and that is the job done.